Man City has gone ahead to close in on Arsenal again. And this happened yesterday night. And they came in through and played their 36th game of the season, and that is Man City for you, and it ended 3-0 in favor of Man City. Smash like button, comment and share. If at all you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Rokani David is my name. How are you guys? And hope you're really having a fantastic time where you are right now, and we bring you this story of City doing the needful to obviously close in on a club known as Arsenal. So City came into this game of football when they are 5 points behind a team known as Arsenal, and winning it obviously puts them 2 points shy ahead of Arsenal. It was Anton Semenyo, 32nd minute, but in the first half an hour it was really very hard for City to penetrate, as Crystal Palace was parking the bus and really putting in very many numbers in there for you. But in the 32nd minute, Anton Semenyo went ahead to score his 16th goal of the Premier League season. Then 80 minutes later, Omar Mamosh, who started, and Erling Haaland was on the bench, came up and obviously seized the opportunity and made it 2-0, and in the 84th minute, Savinho came up and obviously made it 3 in there for you in this particular encounter. What does it mean right now? It means that the side of City is really doing what they had to do, but I think they spoiled the party against Everton, as we already know. But this weekend, City is playing in the FA Cup final, right? After playing the FA Cup final, City will come up and obviously play on Tuesday against Bournemouth before we obviously call it an end, because I think next weekend, that's when the Premier League is obviously coming to an end. That is on the 24th of May, and those are 10 days from now. This weekend, Arsenal is going to be playing. Sorry, they're playing on Monday in there for you. So that is how action is anticipated from these teams in here onto our channel. Now let's go to how these teams fared in as far as these stats were really concerned. So City came up and obviously produced the following stats: 14 shots for City. Crystal Palace had 6. 4 shots on target for Man City. 2 shots on target for Crystal Palace. 72% ball possession for Man City and 28% ball possession for Crystal Palace. 692 passes completed by Man City. 221 passes completed by Palace. 91% passing accuracy by Man City. 77% passing accuracy by Palace. 10 fouls by City, 7 fouls by Palace. 0 yellow cards to Man City and 2 yellow cards to Palace. No red cards issued. 0 offsides to City, 4 offsides to Crystal Palace. 9 corners by Man City and 4 corners to the side of Crystal Palace in there for you. So from there, we head to the table and see how they indeed have gone ahead to close in on a club known as Arsenal. And who am I talking about? I'm talking about a team known as Manchester City. So here we come. Arsenal on top of what we call the Premier League table: 36 games, 24 wins, 7 draws and 5 losses in there for you. 68 goals scored, 26 goals conceded, goal difference of 42, and they're having 79 points. Man City second, 36 games played, now level with Arsenal, 23 games won, 8 draws, 5 losses, 75, I repeat, 75 goals scored. They've conceded 32, goal difference of 43, and they're having 77 points, meaning that City is 1 goal more in goal difference, or has 1 goal more in goal difference than a club known as Arsenal. Thirdly, Manchester United, they do have 65 points in there for you, and Liverpool is having 59, And that means if United gets a draw over the weekend, then they would have gone ahead to conceal the third place. Aston Villa is having 59 points, and this is what is most interesting. Bournemouth being 6th with 55 points. Now, Aston Villa is playing Liverpool. Aston Villa is playing Liverpool. That is, I think, this weekend. And we all know to it that if Liverpool loses to Aston Villa, right? If Liverpool loses to Aston Villa, then there will be, and Bournemouth wins over the weekend, then there'll be 1 point ahead of Bournemouth, and Bournemouth can obviously lose the Liverpool. The same applies to Aston Villa. So that game is really very competitive, and Bournemouth will also put out a very huge charge to see to it that they really stop the side of City and their dominancy in there for you. So Arsenal, in the remaining games, they cannot be given the trophy on Monday. Even if they beat Burnley, they won't be given the trophy. You have to wait until the deadline day to see to it that we really get in a lot of stuff in there for you. So that is Arsenal for you, and I tell you, all they have to do is to win their remaining games. And this upcoming game over the weekend is very, very, very tricky in there for you. But for City, who are they left with? They are playing Bournemouth on Tuesday away, big game, and they're hosting Aston Villa at Etihad. That is it. So Crystal Palace, who are a team that, if Arsenal wins the Premier League, are going to be getting in £10 million, are obviously looking at this and they are like, all right, let's do this. But they failed to do that, because if yesterday they held City to a draw and Arsenal won on Monday, Arsenal would have gone ahead to be given the Premier League trophy. That is it. They would have gone ahead to be given the Premier League trophy. But as it stands, they have to play until the deadline day. Sorry, the final day. And even if the City drops points against Bournemouth, Arsenal win against Burnley, Arsenal will be announced champions of the Premier League, but they won't be getting that trophy at the Emirates. They'll be getting it at the Crystal Palace Stadium, that is the Selhurst Park. But remember, it's also in London, meaning that they will obviously celebrate in there for you. London will be red. And as I told you at the beginning of the season, I saw Arsenal taking this trophy. And indeed, they are taking it home. No one is going to stop them from obviously being what they're supposed to be as a club. So, Rokani David is my name. On to the Rokani Media Football first video of the day. Match reaction. City closes in on Arsenal again, but 2-point difference as this trophy goes on the line. 3 goals scored by Man City, and Erling Haaland was rested. I think the manager is resting him for the final, because over the weekend we are going to Wembley. Man City versus Chelsea. Will Chelsea be in the right shape to obviously stop City from winning another trophy in there for you? As in, I'm telling you, as in a double, Carabao Cup is into their locker, and now they are searching in for what we call the FA Cup. But the Premier League looks like is going to London and not going to Manchester. Me, as a United fan, I'm really excited that we are not obviously going to see the streets of Manchester covered in blue, and supporters of Man City coming up in large numbers to obviously humiliate the club of Manchester United. That is it. So, thank you very much for watching in through. Rokani David remains my name, and I'm out. See you when you see me. I love you. Continue to subscribe, because we want to hit 30,000 subscribers. You understand? And you know to it that we are like a month away from the summer transfer window opening and the World Cup kickstarting down in the USA. Bye-bye.